One of the challenges that I've noticed people run into is this dichotomy between the notion of being in flow and doing what you love to do and allowing the universe to guide things, which is a very popular topic now. There's a lot of conversation around manifestation and how our imagination is the origins of all the things that come to us. That everything starts in the imagination, and that by reaching out and asking for the things that we want to attract to us, like that is how things happen. And then there is the other side of this conversation, which are what I might call your strategic thinkers. Your people who are more in the traditional way of looking at the world. You could call them your business people. And there can seem sometimes on the surface to be a dichotomy between these two ways of thinking. So I wanted to jump on into this conversation and provide some insights that I think will really save you potentially a lot of pain and struggle, because I am a believer of both things. So let me just say this to start off with. And what I know to be true is that the two things are complementary to each other. The flow-based prosperity, the manifestation, the attraction mindset that says, that we attract things to us by what we focus on, by what we call in. And I believe that to be true. What we pray on and call in, and I experience that. And I have also experienced the what happens when the other side of that equation, which is the strategic thinking, or you might call it the action taking. And it has been my experience over many years of both being in business, but also being in this realm of personal transformation and new thought and all the things that I'm speaking on here right now. And like I said, there is no dichotomy. There is no one without the other. And in fact, the best way I can describe the relationship between these two things is that the strategic thinking, or you might call it the action taking, the things that we do to make things happen in the world, the organization of our business, the ways that we take action to bring clients to us, or to, get a new job, or whatever it might be. Well, those are like the riverbanks, and the prosperity flow is like the flow of the river itself between those banks. So the strategic thinking, the action that is required to make things happen, well, that is like the container that we create. And the flow is the way that the energy of the universe is moving through these two riverbanks. The interesting thing about water as a force of nature is that when you think about water being like the flow of the energy, well, when water is dispersed across a floodplain, it doesn't have a whole lot of movement to it. It doesn't have a whole lot of energy to it. But when the water is channeled in the banks of a river, or sometimes engineers actually even take it and channelize it into, let's say, a hydroelectric dam. When the water is channelized, well, it has a lot more energy to it, doesn't it? And like I said, when you channelize it all the way down into a chute, and then you create the power of the water moving through a very narrow pipe or a channel, and then it's used to generate power. Well, it is the channelizing of that energy that creates the power. It creates velocity. And the opposite of that, when there's no definition to what you're doing, there's no strategic plan or action to it, there's very little energy to it. And so the water is still moving, something is still happening, the universe is still moving through you, and it will bring, right, the water to you, the energy to you, but it's very dispersed. What I say to bring clarity to this, strategic thinking on one side of things, and strategic thinking is the way that we get things done. It's like if it has to do with attracting clients to you, well, there is a method to doing that. There is a way to doing that. The result of that typically is the flow of energy, the money that comes into our bank account or into our wallets. When you think about when there's no channelizing of that, well, the money still does, but it comes in very dispersed energy and it's very unpredictable and it can be quite painful. And like I said, I have had this experience. I've worked with manifestation and visualization and the power of the unconscious mind throughout my career. And what I have noticed is that when I don't take action, the less action that I take, the less happens. And so this is what I've got to share with you. And I want you to drop on into the comments and let me know how you relate to this. And like I said, I've worked with both sides of it. I think they are both sides of the same thing. One thing is maybe, or one side is, you could call it the logical side, and the other side being the non-logical side, or you could call one side being the strategic side, the other side being the flow-based side. Well, they are both part of one whole thing. How we do it, how to make this happen, I say this at the very basic level, we want to have a destination that we're moving towards. And this is what begins to create and shape the container for your strategy. If you are creating a program or you're working with coaching clients, definition of what it is that you do for those clients is part of what creates the riverbanks. It's what creates the container. And the more clear that you can be about what clients need help with, what the people who you enjoy working with, the more clear you are about the exact problem that they're having and what they call the problem. This is all part of the strategies for allowing the flow to come to you consistently and predictably. And there's many other elements of that strategy, but defining the mission, that is what gives people the sense that you know where it is that they are right now and where they want to get to. And again, that is the strategy that we create a program around or we create a coaching offer around that channelizes our energy and it channelizes our natural gifts into a way that people can feel that what you do is going to be of benefit to them, that it's going to have value to them. So hopefully this has been helpful. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you relate to this. And if you'd like to get some help to define that strategy, to define the edges of your program or how it is that you're bringing clients to you, how you're getting client leads coming to you, then you'll find a link down below this video that will open a link to my calendar. And I offer initial 15-minute clarity call to help you to channelize that energy so that you can create a predictable stream of prosperity flowing to you. And the second possibility, if you're not ready for that yet, is that you'll find a link below this video to One True Calling School community, where I do weekly live streams in a private group that I call the Soul Strategy Circle. And this is where I share a lot of the insights about how to design a transformational program, how to develop the tools for attracting clients, and all the platforms and everything that go into serving those clients. So drop on in to the comments. Let me know how you relate to this, and hopefully this has brought some clarity to you, because in my experience, there is some pain that can come from being open to what the universe has to offer, but not having any specific strategy or priorities around what to do. All right, that's what I got. We'll see you later.